Makerborn is the debut novel from Daymon Ashcord, and it is an 800-page first book, which is either an act of tremendous confidence or tremendous ambition. In this case, I think it's both, and I think they pulled it off. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jeff, and I like to talk about books, mostly whether or not I liked them and just kind of my experience with them. I don't rate, and I don't judge. So if you like the video, please like, drop a comment, and it would really help me out if you subscribed, because I'm gonna keep talking about books, and you might like some of them. The Salvian Empire is ruled through blood and fear. The great houses hold power, the God War is over, and what remains is an empire built on suffering and betrayal. Alondra Feneka has spent years hunting powerful magic users for the Empire, in exchange for promises that her stolen daughter would be returned. When those promises turn to treachery, she takes matters into her own hands. Bez Windstrider has survived years of torture and brutal experimentation in the Empire's mining camps. Broken but unyielding, his singular purpose: vengeance. The men who murdered his parents will pay, and their deaths will complete a ritual to free his parents' souls from damnation. As their paths converge, the buried truths of the God War begin to surface. And what starts as two personal vendettas threatens something far larger than either of them can control. The first thing that I want to talk about is the elephant in the room. This book worships in the house of Brandon Sanderson. And I mean that solely as an observation, not a criticism, not a complaint. I like Brandon Sanderson. The magic system in this world is sonomancy, the manipulation of sound. And the Makerborn, the most powerful of magic users, can wield all four types of sonomancy, much like Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn, who can use all of the types of allomancy. The world also has like a Western tinged quality, which is kind of reminiscent for me of the Stormlight Archive, but with more of like a frontier aspect to it. And the book uses fantasy silly swearing alongside real world hard profanity. So you get shit and and bit right alongside squalls and storming and storms. It's a combination that for me interrupts my suspension of disbelief. I don't really care if it was one or the other, but not both. But here's another thing. Much like Brandon Sanderson, Ashcord can write. The action sequences are a real highlight. The fight scenes read like actual fights rather than choreography lists. I found the world to be very layered and interesting, and the magic system has real good magic system-y logic to it. You know what I mean. And for an 800-page indie debut, the pacing holds together way better than I was expecting. Our two main characters, Bez and Alondra, I didn't really care for either of them. Also not a criticism. You do not have to like a character for them to be worth following, because both Alondra and Bez are well drawn, morally complex, and fun to spend time with. I just wouldn't be their friend. But Ashcord clearly knows how to build a character. One thing that caught me as strange, and I want to be careful about how I talk about it because it's not like creepy or pervy, I just found it to be kind of genuinely surprising. Alondra's internal monologue references her boobs with a frequency I have not encountered in fantasy before that didn't immediately lead to a horizontal mambo. Frequent references to them throbbing, being in pain, just kind of their general state, just way more present in the narration than I would have anticipated. I don't really know what to do with that information. I'm just reporting it because I thought it was like, it stood out to me. I also think that the typical debut caveats apply here. There's some typos, some occasional grammar issues, some longer stretches of world building that like occasionally test your patience. None of it is fatal, and I think all of it is forgivable for a debut of this scale and ambition. If you are a Sanderson fan, or you just like his style of storytelling and want some more of it, Makerborn is totally worth checking out. The influences are worn very openly, but the craft behind them is real. And I am very curious to see where Ashcord goes with that from here. Bye.